Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the campus of Bishop Guertin High School, home of the Cardinals. Jason Roby here, along with the highlight guy, Steve Cody, on the Moving Pictures. It is our Live with Liv segment, and we've been doing this each and every game. Happy to bring this for you in the pregame. Coach, welcome back again.
Thank you.
Have to talk to you about, before we get to this Manchester Memorial team, your opponent here tonight. That game against Concord Christian are an enjoyable game if you're a fan in the stands, watching really competitive, two teams going back and forth. Obviously coming up on the wrong end of the scoreboard for your girls. What was the temperament, what was the feeling in the locker room after that heartbreaker in overtime?
Yeah, I won't lie to you, Jason. The feeling was definitely, the morale was pretty low because, again, when you're working that hard, you're playing that well, you're up by as much as 15 in the third quarter, it's like we had it against a top-tier team, and we let it slip away. So, yes, we were bumming, but I wouldn't want them to be happy and cheery, right? Like, recognize the important and really good things that they did, but also we shouldn't be okay with that. We want to be a team that beats other really good teams and comes through with those wins. So, yes, we don't want to dwell too much because we want to keep moving forward, but we did have a conversation around, hey, it's about the patience in the process. So, yeah, did we get the result? No, we didn't. But I said this to them, right? Common phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day, built in a day. You really have to go through. Everyone talks about winning championships and being really great, but no one really talks about the process and the grind that it takes to get there. So we talked, we reflected, and then we moved on, ready to go and prepare for another talented team tonight.
In a short season, a short season in terms of how many games you've played up to this point, it seems like the games that you've lost in just about every conceivable way. You've lost close ones, you've lost in overtime, you've lost a game that you were in against a perennial favorite that kind of got away from you after halftime.
Right.
Are those building blocks, are those the things that you build on and say, look, you know, we have to find a way, we got to win games and not try to not lose games.
Yeah, and it's funny because that was my talk to them in one of our late timeouts, right? Like, right now, you guys are playing not to lose, whereas Concord Christian, they're playing to win. Like, they turned up the pressure. They wanted it more than us at the end of the game. So, yes, and that, I think, just comes with time, with experience, and recognizing that even though you wear the Bishop Guertin jersey, that doesn't guarantee you the success that they've had in the past. Like, that's something that we have to earn and build ourselves, especially as a new team.
This is, speaking of a new team, you're facing a Manchester Memorial team tonight that has some new faces. Had a chance to speak with Coach Cotro in the pregame, and he mentioned that one of their top point guards is out. She's wearing a boot tonight, so we won't have to contest with her. But this is a team, he said, when he looks at your team, he sees two very similar teams looking back at each other. What do you know about this Manchester Memorial Crusader team?
So you kind of touched on it already a little bit, but they're new, like they're not necessarily young in age. They have some upperclassmen, some older kids, but they're kind of new together, new varsity level players, just like our team, right? So they have some size, they have some really crafty and skilled guards that can get downhill. So again, we're looking to stay consistent in what we do, and we want to come out with a win tonight on our home floor.
What do you have to do tonight to make that happen? What are three keys that we should look for here in the game?
Thing number one, we're always the salt. We're always being the salt. Come on, Jason, you know this.
Be the salt. We got to. It's a T-shirt. We need T-shirts, right?
Live with Liv, be the salt.
Be the salt.
That's
Live with Liv, be the salt. I like it.
That's always thing number one. Thing number two, we always harp on, right? Defense. Defense is, I really firmly believe, that is what keeps us and allows us to compete with talented teams, is our defensive effort. I think we're doing a great job of becoming more disciplined on that end, not having as many fouls, so we want to continue to improve in that area. And then lastly, our execution just has to be consistent.
Yeah. Now I'm going to throw one at you. I've given you the softballs, and now it comes a 95 mile an hour heater coming at you right down the pike. Is this a must-win tonight for the Cardinals?
They're all must-wins.
All right.
No, we definitely, yes, we want this one. We've been grinding. We've been preparing. And yes, this is a must-win for us.
There it is. Head coach Liv Orlando. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Jason,
we'll let you get to it.
Thank you, Steve.
Coach Orlando, always a pleasure to talk to her. A lot of fun, and has a great temperament with the girls. We're really well respected here in the state by other coaches that we have talked to, and doing just a tremendous job. And I told a story in the pregame a couple of games ago about how things were really tense in the huddle during a timeout, and she kind of reached her head in and said something, and all the girls smiled and laughed and were giggling a little bit and kind of kept that moment light. And anytime you have a young team, you have to do that. And I think the one positive I took from that interview that we just did with Coach Orlando was, look, we're not happy. And quite frankly, we were pretty down and depressed in the locker room after that Concord Christian loss. And you hate to lose, but sometimes you like to see that attitude from your team. And now, what are you going to do about it? We'll take it down to the court. We'll meet the starting lineups, and we'll get this one underway. We'll talk a little bit about Manchester Memorial. They are a team that enters tonight's game with a 3-4 record. We talked to Coach Cottrell at the beginning of, prior to our Live with Liv segment. One of their best players, Avery Jenkins, a freshman guard, is in a boot, and she will not play tonight. So that's unfortunate for them. He said the last time these two teams played at full strength, or a full-strength Memorial team, was back in, I think he said, 7 games ago. So it always seems that they come in a little bit banged up. They are led by their, what I call their chaos creator, Genevieve Colazzo. She's creates turnovers and chaos out on the floor like a one-lady press. Their shooters are Jalen Hartford, also another freshman, and Jocelyn Yaswe. She's also a shooter. So we'll take a look at those young ladies tonight. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, from last game, Thalia Drapo had 17 points, 10 in that third quarter, and they'll be looking to ride her coattails maybe a little bit. Holly Dufo had 9, Jazz Rosario had 7, and Maddie Long had 9 to lead the Cardinals. So a lot of balanced scoring, and a lot of balanced scoring on this Memorial team. So what does that tell you? You can't really focus on any one player. You have to play top to bottom, 5-on-5 all the way through, and not be that weak link defensively. We will meet Coach Cottrell and his team. As we mentioned, they come in at 3-4. And when you look at the schedules, folks, this is a situation that I've talked to several coaches here. The race is to 7. 7 probably gets you in the tournament, maybe the 14th seed. And right now, Coach Cottrell's got 3 of those 7. Meanwhile, Bishop Guertin, and I asked Coach Orlando that question. Is it a must-win? And, yeah, that's pretty much the goal here this evening. And it doesn't get any easier for the Cardinals as they will host Portsmouth High School next Tuesday night here at the Nest. So huge game here for the Cards. We will meet the starters for Coach Cottrell. They lost a couple of their players from a year ago. Pepra Amani, one of those players who transferred out to a prep school. So new faces all around here for both teams. We've got hopefully a pretty good surprise for you at halftime as Hannah Muchmore, a former BG player, along with Lyric Grumblatt and Jess Carrier, former Memorial players, will join us for halftime. All 3 of those young ladies play basketball at Rivier University. Peyton Moran, a senior guard. She wears number 5. We'll get the start. Jocelyn Yaswe, another senior for Coach Cottrell. She wears number 10. Number 12 is Marlena Schmidt, another senior. So 3 seniors thus far. Torley Adamene, number 13, the 4th senior. And number 20, Nyasia McKelvey, the junior, the youngster in the group, if you will. But we'll see we'll see a pretty deep bench here. We'll see a few freshmen on the floor at some point during the game for Manchester Memorial. Nyasia McKelvey provides some pretty good height for the Crusaders. And now we'll meet the home team, the Cards. Pep Band is here. Steve Cody's all fired up. Maddie Long, a sophomore guard, number 2, gets the start. Ayla Regan is a junior. She's number 10. Holly Dufo, number 23. She is a freshman, sharpshooter, gets the nod. 24, Jazz Rosario, another freshman. And she provides that energy defensively. And Thalia Drapo, a sophomore, who we mentioned had 17 points in the last game, so they'll have to get her established early. We will take this pause in the action for the national anthem, and we will be right back for the opening tip after this.
Remove your hats as we honor America and those who have served her and continue to serve her with the playing of our national anthem.
Great job there by the Bishop Guertin Pep Band and the national anthem. Well done. And it is time for girls Division I basketball here in the state of New Hampshire. The 3 and 4 Manchester Memorial Crusaders taking on the 1 and 4 Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Jason Roby calling all of the action for you here on the highlight guy. And Steve Cody is the man on the moving pictures. So we just saw some of the Riviere ladies walk into the gym to watch this one. They'll sit behind the Manchester Memorial bench over there, and we'll get to them at halftime. It's the only place where you get the top quality interviews at halftime, Steve Cody. One of these times we're going to bring Steve Cody out in front, and we're going to interview him about the complexities of running all the high-tech gear here on the highlight guy. Believe it or not, Steve leaves after the tip and he walks down and gets something to eat and comes back in a couple of hours. I'm just kidding. He provides me, he's my only guy I can talk to here. Although I know the millions at home are listening, and we want to thank you for joining us. Jump ball to take place. It goes straight up and battled for, and getting it is McKelvey, and saving the ball from going out of bounds is Adamini. Good job by her to keep control. Ball goes on the low post. Drapo defending, and going up strong is Naija McKelvey. It was defended well, but Drapo giving up a few inches to McKelvey. Cards come back across the timeline, and they will set up in the half court. Rosario penetrate. Ball comes out. Dufo's not shy. Side iron, no, and good job on the glass there by Adamene, and it finds its way into Moran's hands. Now back to Adamene, crossover dribble in the key. She was looking for a low post pass, and it was deflected by a couple of Cardinal wings. And the Crusaders will get possession underneath. Moran to do the honors, looking for help. Ball comes into the low post, and stepping in quickly was Drapo with the quick hands, knocking it away from McKelvey. So we'll do the exact same thing from the other side. Yasue now to do the honors. And they do, again, get it on the low block. Good post-up defense there, and nice job defending by Regan. That ball gets knocked away. Good post defense, good post presence defensively by the Cards. Drapo, kick out, back to Jazz. Lost the handle momentarily, able to save it. And a reach in over the top and a steal by McKelvey. Ball goes down into the corner, a little give and go. McKelvey going to get called for steps in the paint. 2-0 Crusaders. And they will come with full court pressure here. Ball comes over the top and it's a 2-on-1. And Drapo went over the top and Schmidt kind of raised her hands up there and got caught. And the foul will go against her. That is her first personal, the team's first. Ball comes in to Jazz. She patiently works at the top of the key, gets it over to Regan. She surveys the scene. Whip pass around the top. Drapo, dribble drive. Nice up and under move and gets it to go. And Drapo ties things up at 2. Back across is Adamene. She lost the handle. Ball rolls around on the floor and we're going to get a call. It's a jump ball. Possession will go to Guertin. So good quick hands by the Cardinals to create that jump ball. Once again, full court pressure being applied here, and it goes across the way. Got to get over that timeline. A lot of easty-westy. Got to get north-south. And Long does just that, beating the time. Regan dribbles up to her left and will reverse, crossover at the paint. Looking for help. Finds Jazz. Cards will reset. Jazz surveys the scene, looking for a flasher. Gets it to Drapo out beyond the three-point arc. And the Cards now playing well beyond the three-point arc at the perimeter. Try to see if they can establish Drapo on the inside. Coach Cottrell wanted to travel, didn't get it. Regan fires from downtown and no presence underneath to clear the glass. And back the other way, and a nice job of recognizing McKelvey was running the floor, and a timeout called by Coach Orlando. And that's a good one. They're going to talk about it, I'm sure, the offensive presence and getting back on the transition defense. That has been an area not of concern necessarily, but I'm sure the coaches have talked about it in practice. We've got to get back on defense, especially when you have NHIAA McKelvey, the tallest girl on the floor, and she runs the floor really well. She has all 4 points thus far for the Crusaders, and we know that this Crusader team has a pretty deep bench. So we'll watch that closely. We'll see how long Coach Cottrell keeps his starting 5 on the floor. They're clearly gonna set up the full court press, and if you weren't pumped up, little Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train, played by the band. Steve Cody's headbanging here. He's wearing his cutoff Hampton Beach t-shirt, everybody. You can't see it. Hampton 85, nice. You can find Steve Cody probably at the, what's the concert venue there in Hampton? Classic. All right. Ayla Regan now to do the honors. Needs some help, got to go to the ball. Airmails it, goes into the front court, and stealing it, waiting there was McKelvey. This is Moran. Changes her position, finds the high elbow, Adamene underneath, and that foul is going to go against Drapo as McKelvey was established on the basket. And so that's going to be Drapo's first foul. They'll have to be careful here, and I wonder if this is a situation where Coach Orlando goes to the bench and uses some of her other bigs to kind of save those fouls with Drapo. You know, you've got Philbrick. You've got Gallagher, who's done the job before, and you've got Mac Bowen. So we'll take a look and see what happens there. 1 out of 2, 5-2, leather souffle. Drapo battles for it, keeps it alive. It finds its way into the hands of Adamene, and the Crusaders will run. A little too much mustard on that one as it goes off of McKelvey's hands. Crusaders will once again employ that full court pressure, and if they break it, they've got the numbers. Dufo takes a step back, launches it long. Regan tried to battle, and now the Crusaders will run the other way. A little better on the transition defense. Going to get a blocking call against Maddie Long. Adamine was quick. She a little stutter step and went baseline. And that's going to be the first personal on Long, the second team foul. Moran to do the honors. Got to get it in. And a nice job of switching. And they do just that. And travel call there. So things got rather rushed. And just as we thought, Drapo comes out and the presence of Maggie Gallagher comes in. Meanwhile, the defensive stalwart Pizzetti will check in and give Long a break. And a 2-on-2 opportunity here. Jazz loses the dribble, was looking for help. And very fortunate there, it was tipped, so it's not a backcourt violation. Regan in the half-court crossover, looking for help, finds Pizzetti. Pizzetti, right-hand dribble into the paint. That shot was blocked, but there's going to be a foul call. Must have been on the body. And that's going to go against McKelvey. That's her first, the team's second. But more importantly for the Cards, Pizzetti will head to the line for a pair. A little too hard on that one. The Cards converge at the free throw line and give Pizzetti a little bit of confidence. For 2 for Pizzetti, and clearing the glass is Adamini. Got it over to Moran, and Crusaders will set up in the half court. Left-hand dribble at the elbow, kicked out. And they will restart. They cleared the right side, and they left the right lane wide open for Adamini to drive. And heading to the line for 2 is Torley. That foul went against Ayla Regan. That is her first, the team's third. So Torley Adamine has a second attempt coming. Back iron 0 for 2, but an offensive, I was going to say an offensive rebound. We'll see who the foul goes against. And because of that hustle on the missed free throw, the foul will go against Pizzetti, I believe. And that is her first. Adamine, a little pull-up jumper in the paint. Pretty jump shot is good. 7-2. Here comes the trap. They reverse the floor. Pizzetti pestered, got to get it over the half-court line. And a 30-second timeout and a good one called by Coach Orlando. They would have broken that with ease, but I think they had 2 Cardinals unsure of who the ball was meant for. They both converged at the same time and knocked it away from each other back into the backcourt. Otherwise, they may come away with a breakaway layup. But as it is, Coach had to call timeout, and they'll get possession on the side in front of the pep band. 7-2. A little quiet riot for those of you throwback. Come on, feel the noise. Kevin Dubrow, the late lead singer, Quiet Riot. Don't act like you don't know. Randy Rhoads was in Quiet Riot. Y'all know Randy Rhoads, one of the greatest guitar players of all time. Ball gets kicked around up front. Nice job on the baseline. Reverse layup, up and good. And Gallagher providing a spark. Fired way downtown. Yasue, no. And the ball will go off of Regan. So the Crusaders fortunate there to come away with possession. 7-4, 3:28 to go here, first quarter. Comes over the top. Adamini now will set up in the half court. And they'll set up top with Moran. No shot clock here in the state of New Hampshire. A little one, looks like a box and one, potentially zone. Trying to figure out double dribble. I didn't know what it was. The Crusaders were trying to figure it out, so nice job by Coach Orlando. My basketball acumen not up to speed. However, my vocabulary impeccable. Here we go. Over the top, airmailed, over half court, and bodies collide. Ball's turned over. So that's the idea on the press. You want to reverse the floor, but you don't want to turn the ball over. Adamini will take it out of bounds, gets it into Moran. 3:05 to go here. Nice little give and go. Ball gets picked, and off to the races is Gallagher, and she gets a little body on body contact. Adamini did put her arms up, but her feet were still moving, and that's going to be her first. Would have liked to seen Gallagher go up in a shooting motion there to reward herself with a couple of free throws. Ball comes in to Pizzetti. Dufo thought about it. Little runner in the lane. No, but it'll be a two-shot foul. And that one is going to go against Marlena Schmidt, the senior, and that is her second personal. Both teams with 4 team fouls. And probably the person you least want to put on the line for Guertin is Holly Dufo. She hits the first. She is the sharpshooter for this team, and she's got a nice stroke from downtown, and she gets the first of 2 freebies. Two for two for Holly Dufo. Ball gets skipped around to the opposite side. Adamene got hacked going through the paint, and I think that's going to go against Rosario, and it nope, excuse me, they're going to say that was against Dufo. So that is her first personal, and that's the 5th team foul, so Torle Adamene will head to the free throw line. Senior calmly knocks down the first. She'll get a second. She's got 3 of the 8 points. Trying to get her 4th. Back iron, no, but skying for that rebound. Good defense there by Gallagher. Challenging that shot from McKelvey. Nice dribble drive, and penetrating and finishing was Maddie Long, so a good job. McKelvey was too late to switch over. 8-8 now, game is tied. Trap in the corner, ripped out there by the stalwart Pizzetti, and she will run. She'll pull things back. Long's not shy. Back iron, no. Got to get back on defense, the Cards do. And this is Genevieve Collazo. Talked a little bit about her in the pregame. Moran now into the corner. Little runner. Too hard, but clearing the glass up and in is McKelvey. And she has 7 of the 10 Crusader points. But I like the move by Coach Orlando. Downtown, no. Rebound battled for. Good positioning by the freshman Collazo. And Coach Cottrell will call timeout, and they'll talk it over. So an opportunity for Guertin to set up some pressure here on the inbounds. It is a 10-8 Memorial lead. So a good basketball game, and we kind of thought it would be. You know, there was just a 3-minute stretch there in the Concord Christian game where it got away from Guertin, and that proved to be all the difference, and the confidence was shot, and some of the older kids on that Concord Christian team kind of took over in the 4th quarter and in overtime, and that comes with experience. And now as we look at it, it is they will pick up just over the half court, it looks like, but I think they're going to run. They're going to rotate over. This is a zone. I like it. And now they're just running this trapping zone inside the three-point line. Fired, no. Great job by Pizzetti clearing the glass. So employing a little trapping zone defense there were the Cardinals. Pizzetti nearly losing the handle. Pressured. Ball gets knocked out of bounds by Adamini. And already you can see the chaos that Collazo provides this Crusader team. That ball gets knocked out of bounds again by Torle Adamine, so possession once again goes to Guertin. 1:12 to go in the first quarter, 10-8. Crusaders. Ball comes into the low block. Drapo will dribble into the paint. Pretty spin move up. Leather Souffle gets the own rebound. Up, and another Leather Souffle emphatically denied there as McKelvey making her presence known. Adamine loses her footing, and the Cards have the numbers in transition. Skip pass across the way. Long, downtown, no. Rebound, battled for, McKelvey comes away with it. That was because of the work by Torle Adamine tapping that ball up there. Over in the corner to Moran, up top to Collazo on the low block, and Drapo steps into that passing lane. 30 seconds to go, she will run. Skip pass, Jazz back up top. Long, the runner in the lane is too long. She follows her own shot, and that ball gets ripped away from her by Peyton Moran. And coming back the other way is number 10, Yaswe, and she's in the books. And Moran is a senior, so you saw senior strength against freshman, sophomore strength. 2 seconds, one, good if it goes, and in at the buzzer, Maddie Long takes a shot from downtown. It was long, and it was good. 12-11. A 1-point advantage for the Memorial Crusaders as we head into the second quarter. We'll take a look at the spreadsheet before me. Maddie Long had 5, including that last three-pointer. Gallagher came in, provided some valuable length and good body positioning at 2. Holly Dufo with a pair of free throws, and Drapo with a bucket. Meanwhile, for the Crusaders, it was Yaswe with that rip and run on that steal. She went in for a layup. She has 2. Adamine with 3. And Naija McKelvey has 7 to round out the scoring for the Manchester Memorial Crusaders. This is a great game, and I will say this about that. The Cardinals have had some open looks from downtown. They haven't knocked those shots in yet. But if they start falling, and they can, it could change the dynamics of this game. Meanwhile, Steve Cody's favorite song, Funky Town, playing across the way. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-down. Yeah, y'all know it. Pizzetti will take the ball out of bounds. Jazz into the corner. So, almost a free possession there for the Cards. Good job by the official to make sure that the right team got the possession. McKelvey gets double teamed. Rosario steps into the passing lane and knocks it out of bounds. So I like the defensive pressure. The Cards have to change it up a little bit, and they do just that, and I like what they're doing. Bounce pass to the high elbow. McKelvey now away from the basket, and that's where you want her. Pizzetti had position, no foul call. Yaswe was looking for one. This is Long. She'll go baseline, gets the pick on ball from Pizzetti, all alone inside, and I think we're gonna get a foul on the floor. And that one is going to go against number 5, Peyton Moran. That's her first. Fouls reset at the start of the quarter. First team foul for the Crusaders. Got to get the ball inbounds. The clock is running here. The runner by Dufo. It's good. Pretty shot, pretty runner in the lane. And she'll head to the line. And that foul will go against Collazo. That's her first. And Dufo with a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Back iron, no. Rebound. And they're going to say that one went off of Pizzetti. Cards will fall back. Here comes the trap. Left-hand dribble. Reversing it now. A little hard off the glass, following her own shot again hard. This time Drapo comes away with it. And that ball goes to Dufo, left hand, no. And McKelvey. And I think that one gonna go against Drapo. She had her position in the paint, but there was definite contact, and that's gonna be her second personal foul. And once again, Orlando goes to the bench and gets Gallagher in there, and I like the move. I truly do. And both teams really having trouble with the inbound, which speaks volumes about the defensive pressure that both of these clubs employ. Yasue, that ball nearly stolen, and it is. Pizzetti up over the top, long, yes! And the Cards have a 3-point advantage. And I like the change. Look underneath the hoop. There goes that long skip pass. It was like a punt. Could have fair caught that one, up and in. And that's the weakness of the defense, but if the ball stays up in the air, you have a chance to recover. And that foul will be called against Pizzetti, and that is her second personal. And Ayla Regan will check back in. And again, a good use of the bench by Coach Orlando here. Lane violation against the Crusaders, so the free throw is no good. Long over to Rosario. Rosario, the runner, looks to kick it out. Yeah, you're gonna get called for the travel running through the lane there. And the dribble penetration with the kick out is something that Coach Craik and I talked about during that Pinkerton game. And if you can make those shots, you can make the other team pay. But you can't turn the ball over. There it goes underneath to McKelvey. There's two bodies there, and a good job and good positioning by Dufo. She gets it out to Long. Into the corner now. Regan, crossover dribble. Loses the dribble, needs some help, gets it up top. Long marked up closely by Collazo. Collazo trying to force her to her right side. She'll reverse. Dufo peels, and that ball nearly stolen, and it's going to be a race to it, and it's going to go off of Adamini, and it was good hustle by Torley hitting the deck there. Both of these teams playing. It'll be interesting to see. If you look on the faces of these players, you can tell they're playing a fast-paced back-and-forth game. 15-14 Cardinals, 5:34 to go in the first half. Jazz, the double team was coming. Pretty move up and under. And a scoop that make Hayward's ice cream proud. Rosario knocks it in. She'll get a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. And speaking of old-fashioned, I had an old-fashioned donut, Steve, at Dunkin' Donuts the other day with my hot coffee. Someone asked me, what are you, 75 years old? I'm like, what's wrong with that? Who doesn't like a good old-fashioned donut? And what's wrong with being 75? I digress. Collazo. Ball comes over the top. Little fadeaway, no. Good body, no foul. There was contact, and the Crusaders will set back up in the half court. Moran way out by the bird's head. Into the corner it goes, and wide open look for Yasue is an air ball, and clearing it is Dufo. Regan with the ball fake, spin move, gets it back. This is Gallagher, takes it up strong with the left, no. Pretty move there. McKelvey clears the boards, and the Crusaders will come back on offense. Into the corner it goes. That would have been a long two. Moran, they quickly reverse it. Ball comes in the low block. McKelvey against Gallagher, and that's a good battle right there. McKelvey wins that one. Cards by one, 17-16, 4:18 to go. This is Maddie Long, right-hand dribble. Got to be careful with the forearm shiver. Rosario now. Patient. They clear the lane. Rosario runs and gets it up and in. And a nice recognition when they clear the lane and she takes it right to the hoop. Long jump shot hits nothing. Back the other way come the Cards. Rosario, little jump shot, runner in the lane is good, and Jazz has the hot hand. And she has 6 in the quarter. The Cards out to their biggest lead of the game, 21-16. Jason Roby calling all of the action here for you. Play-by-play, color commentary, one-liners. Steve Cody, the man on the moving pictures. And you know he's still here because that camera's moving around. I thought as soon as I started talking about those old-fashioned donuts and the ice cream, if you are making a run, Steve, let me know because that sounds good right about now. So the Cardinals playing really tough here, doing a nice job offensively. They found something that is working defensively. And I think they're of the mindset, look, McKelvey's going to get hers, but we need to change the look. We need to make it difficult on her. She had 7 in the first quarter, and with 3.5 to go in the second, she only has 2. With an opportunity for 2 more. I always do that. I'll take the blame for that one, folks. So that foul is going to go against Gallagher. That's her first foul, but more importantly, it's Gallagher's first. Drapo just with the 2, so you can interchange those 2 gals and save those fouls. You got 10. You got to use them smart. McKelvey misses the first. She will get a second. 1 out of 2 for the junior. Ball comes in. It's Jazz. Jazz will slow things down. Crusaders will fall back and pick up in the half court. Long now, right-hand dribble going left. Gallagher gonna work there on the low block, gets it back out to Regan. Kick out, fired, way downtown, back iron, no. Great offensive rebound by Rosario. Yahtzee! And Regan knocks down a triple. Cards by 7. And that one airmailed into the garbage can on the far side. (24-17), 2:57 to go here in the first half. Memorial Crusaders going to pick up at half court, it appears. Rosario to do the honors, working left to right on your screen. Here comes Gallagher to set the pick. She does, she'll roll. Nice switch. Rosario goes up and under again, and Adamine clears the glass. She'll slow things down, and now she'll step on the gas a little bit. Nice pass to the outside. Fired way downtown. Air ball. That one's going to get knocked out of bounds. I think it went off the wings of Long. And so Peyton Moran to do the honors underneath the hoop. Got to get it in once again. Trouble comes over the top to Adamine. They clear the lane for her. She runs, hits the deck. Ball goes off of Long's foot. And Adamine slow to get up. It is a 5-on-4. Kicked out into the corner. Good unselfish basketball. And Adamine limping back into the defensive picture. Hope she's okay. Crusaders come away with it. And as we watch, double dribble, and Torley still kind of leaning over and limping a little bit. She's going to work her way through this one. Hope she's okay. She hit the deck pretty hard there on that take to the hole earlier. Jazz goes behind the back, gets it out to Long. Long to Gallagher. Gallagher with a free runner in the lane. No call. Bodies flying, hitting off the deck. Ball comes up top. Nice bounce pass there. Comes back up top. Good rotation by the Memorial Crusader offense. And they're able to find McKelvey. So great job of recognition by the Crusaders. That was a good offensive possession for Memorial. Jazz, she's not shy. Yahtzee! She's got 9, all of them in the second quarter. Crossover dribble Moran, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Jazz. That is her first personal foul, but it will be the 5th team foul, I believe, or maybe just the 4th. Yeah, just the 4th foul. So Crusaders in the next foul will head to the free throw line. Ashlyn Bartnicki has checked in for the Crusaders. She's the lone player on the backside. And they're going to call a hand-checking foul on Maddie Long, kind of disrupting the play here just a tad. And that's the 5th team foul, and that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to get those cheap ones and allow the opponent to score when the clock's not running. So the freshman Genevasia Colazzo will head to the line. Colazzo in and out on the first, and Philbrick will check in, get her first action. Long will head to the bench. Colazzo misses the second. Great rebound by Gallagher, and the Cards will run. Got to watch your backside. Oh, double team hacked in the act, and a pushing foul there. I'm not sure if it was Adamine or if it was Colazzo. They have not assigned that foul yet, I don't think. So we'll have to check the official book. 53 seconds to go. Regan downtown, backboard, no. Ball hits the deck. And 3 Cards battle for it, and they come away with it. More bodies hit the floor. Regan will drive, create contact, throws it up, hits the deck. She'll head to the line. That foul is going to be given to Peyton Moran. That's her second foul. And now that I look back up, that foul was given to Colazzo on the possession before. Regan back iron on the first. She'll get a second. She has 3 points via a triple. In and out, so 0 for 2 on that trip. And back the other way comes Memorial. And we'll take a look at the free throws at halftime. It's not a good look. Hard off the glass, and it is cleared by Dufo. And good defense there, but coming away with it is Regan. There's 17 seconds now and counting, and we'll see if they hold for the last shot. And it appears that they will do just that. Regan gets a pick on ball. Gallagher will roll to the hoop. Kick out, fired downtown. Yahtzee! Dufo buries a triple. And at the half, it's going to be Bishop Guertin 30 and the Memorial Crusaders 19. 2 out of 6 from the free throw line in the first half for the Cards. 3 out of 11 for the Crusaders. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with a great halftime interview for you. We're going to interview some members of the Riviere Raiders women's basketball team. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes for that halftime interview. At the half, it is the Cardinals 30, Crusaders 19. You are watching The Highlight Guy.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed so they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guy can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguy.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguy.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Hi, my name is Deb Cody and I'm a realtor with Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I serve both residential and commercial clients in New Hampshire and Maine and work with an amazing team of KW colleagues and affiliate partners to help you achieve your real estate goals. In 2022, I ranked in the top 20% of 700 plus agents within my brokerage. I was nominated this past year to serve on the Agent Leadership Committee within my firm and have enjoyed giving back to my colleagues and local community. Are you curious to know how much your home may be worth in today's market? Reach out to me today and I'd be happy to run a complimentary comparative market analysis for you.
Trying to be nice. I don't remember that. All right.
No.
Welcome back, everybody. It is halftime here at the home of the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, and we are joined by a couple of young ladies who actually play basketball just across the way at they are Riviera Raiders. They will have a huge game tomorrow, a conference game against a team out of Connecticut, St. Joseph's, Connecticut. 12-3 overall are the Blue Jays, but they are 3-1 in conference, just like the Lady Raiders, coming in at 3-1. We have Hannah Muchmore joining us here, and we'll talk a little bit about the apparatus we have in front of us, an unfortunate situation for Hannah, but Hannah called this court home for 4 years as a Bishop Guertin Cardinal, and the lady to her right, a young lady named Jess Carrier, and she sat on the Manchester Memorial Crusader bench for 4 years. We talked about some of the battles that these young ladies had here when they were in high school. Lady, thank you so much for joining us here on the Highlight Guy. Hannah, we'll start with you. Obviously, well, we'll just call it what it is. Talk to us about what we're seeing here. You will not be in action tomorrow. What do we have?
Retore my PCL just like in high school.
Yeah.
4 years later, same injury, same recovery time. So I'll be back in October.
That's good. October. It's a long basketball season, and certainly we look forward to seeing you get back on the floor. Obviously, a huge thing. What's it been like for you playing at Riviere? You started at Keene, is that right? And then you came to Riviere. And how has that transition been? How have you enjoyed playing at Riv?
Honestly, it's been probably the best experience for me.
Awesome.
I never actually went on campus to Keene because of COVID.
Yep.
So being close to home, especially after an injury, being close to family, being close to friends, it was probably the best decision I've ever made.
Good for you.
And now I get to play with this one.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
It's all right.
And what are you studying at Riv?
Sports management and marketing.
Good for you.
Yeah.
And Jess, we'll come over to you now. Just obviously playing against her, now your teammates. What's that like when you leave your high school and all of a sudden you're playing with these kids, these young ladies that used to be your opponents? What kind of a dynamic is that?
I mean, at first it was like, I can't believe I'm playing with her.
Yeah.
She's always been a rival for us, but it's my favorite thing, honestly.
That's great. That's great. And what are you studying at Riv?
Elementary education.
Oh, good for you. You're going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
I got another one, Steve. I'm also in education, so good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk to us a little bit about the differences for kids that, we had Brooke Paquette on a couple of nights ago, and she graduated last year, and she's playing college ball now. What are the major differences that you find when you leave high school and you go to college and play the next level up? What would you say are the most significant challenges for you?
I would say the speed of the game.
Yeah.
Much faster, especially with the shot clock.
Yeah.
You don't really have like that much time in each possession.
Right.
And then I would say the size.
The size is crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big girls.
So talk to us a little bit about the shot clock, because obviously here in the state of New Hampshire, no shot clock employed. One of the last states to not have it. There is talk, I've been told, that they're looking to employ the shot clock. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What are your thoughts on that?
I love it.
Yeah?
I want high school to get it. I think it changes the game in so many different aspects. Like a team's up by like 4 with 2 minutes left, they hold the ball the whole time. In college, you can't do that.
Talk to us a little about, you're looking at the foul situation. So the game is different now from when you played in high school. Now it's 5 fouls per quarter. At 5 fouls, you go to the line for 2, and then it resets.
That's ours, right? I don't want to.
In college?
Is that ours in college? I think we do the same thing.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
the model used to be 7 and then 1 and 1 and then 10
Yeah,
and
I
then 2.
think-
Do you like that more?
Yes.
Is the continuity of the game a little bit better when you play like that?
Resetting at each quarter is definitely beneficial towards everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
What talk to us a little bit about playing in a game highly significant tomorrow against this Blue Jay team. We mentioned they come in at 12-3, but an identical 3-1 conference record like you guys. How important is it to get this win tomorrow on your home court?
Huge.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, momentum-wise, like, we've had a few players go down like myself, another starter. Like, we just need this as, like, a morale, like, picker-upper almost.
Sure.
So tomorrow's going to be huge for us.
Awesome. And you guys are playing at 2 o'clock at the Muldoon on the campus of Riviere College. So make sure you get over there, check that out, and support these young ladies. If you had some advice that you were going to give to young kids that are thinking about playing at the next level, what are some things you would tell them to focus on in high school now to prepare them not just for athletics but for being a student athlete in college? I should play the Jeopardy theme music here,
man.
right? Huh? Biggest challenges maybe for you, something that might be a little different from when you were in high school to when you're in college.
I would say time management
Yeah.
is a
Definitely.
huge thing. Like with workouts and practice and classes, like you really have to focus. And if you you can't get behind in classes because then it's going to affect basketball or any sport you play, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's a sentiment that's been echoed by many folks that we've talked to. Is time management is key, as going up and burying that first shot of the second half was number 23, Holly Dufo. And I'll leave you ladies with this last question. What are your thoughts when you come back and you watch this game, especially these two teams in particular, where a lot of young ladies on both teams, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, as Dufo completes the three-point play. What are your thoughts when you watch a game like this? Is the speed? I mean, you mentioned speed being a factor, but what's the biggest thing that you notice when you watch these ladies play out here?
Honestly, we were talking about earlier. Our high school basketball is just so different these days.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just, we were good when we were at that age. I just don't know if it's like skill level. Like these freshmen right now,
yeah,
they're like where we were as freshmen. Like it's like a recycle.
Okay.
So watching like Holly, Ayla, sophomore, like watching them play, it's like kind of like watching myself play again.
Okay,
so
okay.
It's starting to come around again.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the, I guess if you had to say anything to these ladies in terms of encouragement or what they should work on, what would you say to them?
I would say just keep working, honestly. Like you're always going to get better each day. You got to go in the gym and work hard, and they'll get there.
Yeah, well said. Ladies, want to thank you both for coming over and talking to us here on the Highlight Guy. We wish you the best of luck tomorrow in a huge conference game over at the Muldoon Center at 2 o'clock. Make sure you get out there and support these ladies. It's good basketball. It's highly competitive, and you're in for a treat in the friendly confines of the Muldoon Center on the campus of Rivier College. Hannah Muchmore, Jess Carrier, thank you so much for joining us, lady. Wish you guys the best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome halftime interview into the couple minutes into the second half, which we don't mind. You're not going to get that at any other media outlet. You get it here on the Highlight Guy. Thanks again, ladies. And unfortunate to see Hannah with the PCL tear, identical injury from her high school playing days, as going up and in, Maddie Long, and the first 5 points scored by the Cards here in the second half. Runner in the lane, kiss, no, and they're going to say that went off the wing of Regan. Yasue was battling her for it. It's 35-19, 6:16 to go here in the third quarter. Ball to be inbounded. Moran to do the honors. Needs to find somebody. And the Cards had it guarded very well. They had to go over the top to Adamine. She thought about it and kicked it over to Moran. Working against Jazz. They get it over in the corner. McKelvey kick out. Unselfish here, working the ball around. Adamine skips it across the way. It went right through the paint. Good quick hands there by Long. She can't believe it. Hate to say it, I can't either. That's going to be her third personal. And Coach Orlando walks down to the end of the bench. So checking out the ball is Yasue. And now the Crusaders will set up in the half court. Moran from just inside, she's going to get called for the travel. And that conversation that Coach Orlando was having was with Gianna Pizzetti, and Long will check out. She has 9 points in this game, equaling her total from the Concord Christian game, so some valuable points heading to the bench. However, Pizzetti provides a defensive punch, no question about it. Jazz, right-hand dribble, double team, tried to kick it out to Pizzetti. That ball got out of bounds. Possession will go to the Crusaders. Feel bad, Steve. Usually we have some, some gifts from the Highlight Guy. And sometimes it's coffee cards. Sometimes it was candy canes one time. That was the last minute. A pleasant surprise to get those young ladies over here to talk to us. That foul is going to go against Drapo, and that's 3 on her, and Gallagher will check back in right now, and they'll say no because it's 2 free throws coming, so they'll let her come in on the second one. And they'll try to establish McKelvey here early. Front iron's the first, she'll get a second, and now Gallagher will make her way in, and Drapo in her 3 fouls will head to the bench. I think it's been a good use of the bench tonight by Coach Orlando. Back iron, no, and Pizzetti comes away with that rebound. It was good positioning also by Gallagher. Pizzetti, got to be careful. Adamine was coming from behind. Nearly came away with the steal. Rosario now. Taking her time, as we mentioned. Riviera girls, no shot clock in the state of New Hampshire. Not yet, anyway. Gallagher will go baseline, working hard. Left hand skip pass there. And Pizzetti under the hoop, kicks it out. Gallagher, no. Rebound, bounces around. Jazz into the land of the Giants, no. Rebound, McKelvey. And I don't have the official rebounds tonight, but she's doing major work on the glass. 3 Cardinal jerseys surround McKelvey. Jazz try to run this one down. She does. Up and in for Jazz Rosario. And Coach Greg Cottrell going to call timeout. Talk it over, a full one. The lead is now 37-19, and 11 or 18-point lead. Sorry, my everyday math skills were escaping me there for the moment. 4:26 to go here in the third quarter. Great catching up with those two young ladies. And for those of you watching at home, the thousands of young folks that are watching the highlight guy from around the country, what we can tell you is if you work hard and you really want to, you can play athletics at the next level. But you heard the things you have to work on. The game is faster. The players are stronger, they're bigger, and everybody that plays in college, regardless Division I, II, or III, they were their best in their high school. So anybody that has visions of playing at the next level, you really have to hone your skills. You have to work on your game all the time. So again, that 1-3-1 trapping defense that they employed being utilized and making life tough on the Crusaders, but they get a good look at the bucket. And the foul will be on Ayla Regan. That's her second. Got to get the ball in, and Gallagher almost had the steal, and a great positioning there by Gallagher on the glass. Oh, and the body from Adamine on the blocking call. That's going to be her second. Coach Cottrell wants a player-controlled foul. Thought it was an offensive call, but no such luck, and Regan will head to the line. And she calmly knocks down the first. She will get a second. Regan, couple of dribbles. 2 out of 2. Shooter touch. Referee blows the whistle to get a Calaza will come in, and Nyjah McKelvey will head to the bench. So Memorial will go smaller here on this lineup. Cards stay in that 1-3-1 trapping defense. And it has caused some significant problems. Obviously, you have to watch the backside low post. Adamine was double teamed on the low block there. Ball hits the floor. And I think that one is going to go against Peyton Moran. That's her third foul. So the Cards have 4 team fouls. The Crusaders have 3 team fouls. So the clock is going to start running here. When I say the clock, I mean the referee's hand. He put the ball down on the floor and started counting. You have 5 seconds to get that ball in. You got to be ready to go. Jazz, nice job, nice pass underneath. Good job of pick and high pick, screen, and roll to the hoop. And the beneficiary there was Gallagher. 41-19. The runner in the lane, and that's definitely a foul. I think that one's going to go against Gallagher, and it is. And that's her second personal foul. So now it becomes a bit of a chess match. I would say she still has at least one more before you have to start worrying about the rotation. Nice make there by Yaswe. She knocks down the first. She'll get a second. She's got 5 so far in the evening. Back iron, no. Adamine battles for it, and because of that, the Crusaders will keep possession. 1 out of 2 for Jocelyn Yaswe. And they will run under the hoop. Jazz got to be careful they don't throw it off her back. Fired way downtown. Long 2 is an air ball. That one went off Adamine's hit. Okay. So that one appeared to go off the hands of Adamine, but they'll give them the ball. Ball comes on the low block. Nice defense by Jazz. Cards will run. This is Pizzetti. Goes in hard with the right hand. Gallagher clears the glass. Cards will set up in the half court. McKelvey prepares to check back in for the Crusaders as they miss her presence on the glass. Regan skip past the Jazz. That same play underneath, and a pretty make there on the rotation. And Gallagher, 4 huge points here in the second half. 43-20, 23-point Cardinal lead. Adamine loses the handle a bit, got it over the top to Schmidt. And checking back in will be McKelvey and Ashlyn Bartnicki. Up top now it comes. This is Torle Adamine. She's working against Rosario, loses the handle. And they'll set up at half court. High post, Gallagher got really aggressive, and stepping into that passing lane was Pizzetti. Pizzetti slowed down by Adamine, and we got a collision at half court. And both girls a little shaken up. They're both smiling, so that's good to see. That's going to be the 4th foul on Peyton Moran. So Moran will head to the bench. 5 team fouls against the Cardinals, 4 against the Crusaders. So 1 more team foul, and Guertin will go to the line regardless. Gallagher got the ball up top to Regan to Jazz, and there is that play. And we've seen it 3 possessions in a row. Nice job. And Pizzetti with almost another steal. And timeout called by the Cardinals, 45-20, largest lead of the evening for Bishop Guertin. They are up by 25 points. It is a 30-second timeout for the Cardinals. Well, here in the 3rd quarter, 15 points for the Cardinals, 1 point for Manchester Memorial, and that has been all of the difference here. We saw them go to the bench. McKelvey went to the bench, and as a result, the Cards hit 3 pick-and-roll plays on the left side. The beneficiary was Gallagher, and there wasn't a red shirt in sight. McKelvey checks back in the game, and they utilize the same play 1 more time. At some point, you have to believe Memorial is going to have to provide pressure, and as we say that, Coach Cotros implores his team to come out and get a little bit more aggressive defensively. Rosario over to Dufo. They don't have to be in a hurry to score here. They can get their best shot. Want to stay in the flow of the offense and not force things. How come every time I say something, it seems like that thing just, or the opposite thing happens? 45-20 Cards, 1:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Schmidt, skip pass across the way, finds Bartnicki, back to Schmidt. A little bit of confusion offensively, and that ball went in between McKelvey and Adamine, and a turnover. So some confusion in the half court. And that Guertin defense switching some things up is providing a little bit of chaos. Rosario now gets the pick on ball from Gallagher. She rolls. They're going to call the moving pick, I guess, on Gallagher. That'll be her third. And now with under a minute to go, the two bigs for Guertin, Gallagher and Drapo, both with 3 fouls apiece. However, there's still 4 more fouls at their disposal. And that is the cheap one that you don't want to give up inside of a minute. That's going to send McKelvey to the free throw line for 2 freebies without the clock running. You like the aggressiveness by the Cards, but you got to play smart and not give them the freebies. Back iron on the first. Cards will have to box out here. .5 seconds to go. McKelvey front irons the first, and a good box out by Gallagher. They're going to say it went off of her hand, and so Memorial will get possession. We'll see if they hold for the last shot or if they try to get a 2-for-1 here. Ball comes into the low block. McKelvey, nice block shot there. Leather souffle by Gallagher. McKelvey clears the glass and gets that one to roll. That's her first bucket of the third quarter. She had 12 in the first half. Gallagher sets the screen. Jazz goes the other way. 18, now 17, 16. Regan, in the paint, goes up, scoop shot. Pretty move there by the junior. Ayla Regan has 4 in the quarter, 7 overall. Adamine, the runner in the lane, tried to kiss it off glass, is no good, and it'll go off of a Crusader. Dufo, Jazz, and that one came just after the buzzer. It is no good, but it was a nice make. You saw that on the highlight guy. It will not count, but through the magic of editing, we can make anything look real. Steve, are we dealing in artificial intelligence yet? Any AI here on the highlight guy? Nothing like that yet? All right. We still have rotary phones at our houses, folks. 44 seconds to go in the end of the third quarter before these teams take the floor for the final 8-minute frame. It is a 47-22 Cardinal advantage, 25-point lead. But more importantly for me, it's the fact that Drapo and Gallagher have worked as one here, sharing fouls and sharing time. They bring into that fourth quarter 4 fouls between them that they can use. And if you are Coach Orlando, you're still working on the formula, right? You're talking about the cheap fouls. You're talking about making sure your bigs stay out of foul trouble, especially when you're playing against NHIAA McKelvey, who in the first half had 12 points. In that third quarter, she was 0 for 4 from the line, and she had the 1 2-point bucket. That 1-3-1 trapping defense that was used has definitely made all the difference in the world, and it was a nice heads-up call there by the coaching staff. And that ball deflected by Rosario. She doesn't have the number. She'll slow it down, and that's just basketball acumen. Yahtzee! Way downtown, Jazz finding a wide open Regan, running to that open spot on the left wing, knocks down the triple. And that ball stolen by Rosario. She has her pocket picked. And Adamine with the quick hands, but the Cards will keep possession. Collazo will check back in. Rosario now. Here comes the pick from Gallagher. She'll roll after setting her feet. Crossover Rosario. Doesn't have to force it. She travels. And the Crusaders will get possession. Collazo will do the honors. She'll run the point. Rosario meets her just at the bird beak. That ball stolen. And off to the races is Dufo. She goes up and in. And the Cards appear to have the fresher legs out here in this second half. Timeout, Crusaders. It is a full timeout for Coach Cottrell as the lead has ballooned to 30 points, 52-22, 6:57 to go here in the final frame. Well, let's talk about who these two teams will play next. This is a Bishop Guertin team that will host Portsmouth on Tuesday, weather permitting, obviously, a 6:30 tip, and Portsmouth is mentioned with those top-tier teams in Division I in the state of New Hampshire. Meanwhile, this Memorial team will be at Alvern for a 5:30 tip. So if you're going to go watch the Crusader girls play next Tuesday, that is a 5:30 tip time at the campus of Alvern High School, home of the Broncos. The JV game earlier tonight saw Bishop Guertin come away with a 67-15 win. So congratulations to the Guertin junior varsity squad as they continue to make strides. And this is a Bishop Guertin team, and you heard Coach Orlando say this was a must-win for this team tonight for a lot of reasons. You want to stay in that playoff hunt, and you really have to start talking about that, then you have to win all of these games. But also for your confidence. They were not confident, and they were disappointed in that overtime loss, and they were enjoying that big lead here in the third quarter, but instead of playing to not lose, they are playing to win out here tonight as Pizzetti gets hammered in the paint, and she will hit the deck. That foul will go against number 12, Marlena Schmidt. That is her third, the team's first. Pizzetti to do the honors in the out of bounds. It comes to Regan, right-hand dribble over the top. Dufo now, left-hand dribble. Oh, she'll get called for a double dribble, and that was an easy one. I think Steve Cody was looking for his whistle on that one. Back the other way come the Crusaders. 6:25 to go. Into the corner, and the trap was coming. Got to be careful dribbling into that trap. Coach Cottrell telling his team when she comes over here, we have to rotate over. Kelly Legallo, the junior who's recently checked in, got to come over and help. That ball goes into the corner for Schmidt. Schmidt finds McKelvey. McKelvey, unselfish ball, get it over to Bartnicki, and back in the corner it goes. Good unselfish basketball here by the Crusaders, but you're okay with that if you're the Cardinals. And a pretty make there by Ashlyn Bartnicki. She's in the books. You're okay with that because the clock is your friend, and those long possessions just eat away at the time. Dufo, right-hand dribble, kick out, Gallagher, and the double team was coming. Bartnicki kind of swiped that one away, and she'll run. Almost lost the handle, was able to get it over to Collazo, working on Dufo. Here comes the trap. Collazo needs help, finds it, and a nice job by Schmidt coming over, but a jump ball called. Possession will go to the Cardinals. So a swarming, trapping defense here by the Cards has been the difference from about the second quarter on. Schmidt will check out, and Kelly Legallo, I think she was in. We'll check the lineups for you. It looks like Elizabeth Champagne, the junior, also in now for the Crusaders. And making sure they got the possession correct. And nice job by the officials working with the head scorers table to make sure they got that call correct. Pretty move down low, and Gallagher. She is having a night, folks. She's got 8 points, 10 points rather. Ball comes over the top. Crossover dribble, nearly stolen. Collazo got it in to McKelvey, no. And good help defense there. Pizzetti comes over the top. The Crusaders are going to keep possession, but they're going to have to earn the bucket. And Coach Orlando going to empty the bench here as Drapo, looks like Long, Mac Bowen will come in. Lexi Lazat will make her way onto the floor. and Laura Marino getting her first action in the game. McKelvey downtown, front iron, no. And a lot of McKelvey's shots have been front iron, and that's a sign of maybe some tired legs, as the other way goes long, and she gets in the books once again. She had 9, and that's the first bucket for her in the fourth quarter for 11 total points. McKelvey got it up top. Crusaders, good patience in the half court, trying to find the weakness of this defense. Finding the sledding a little bit tough. Jump shot, leather souffle, a nice block shot by Marino. And the Cards have the numbers. Into the corner, Bowen, baseline drive. Kick out intercepted by McKelvey. They're gonna say she was on the baseline. Possession will go back to the Cards. Checking back in will be Jocelyn Yaswe, and Genevasia Colazo will check out for the Crusaders. Bowen to do the honors. Has 5 seconds, got to get it in, does just that to Long. In the corner it goes. Marino, no. Long rebound, bodies collide. They're going to say possession will go to the Cards, and that is because they were hustling after that long rebound. So hustle does indeed pay off. Bowen got to get it in, goes way over the top, finds Lazat. Kick out to Drapo. Drapo drives, runner in the lane, no. Offensive rebound. Lazat couldn't get it to go. Lazat, another rebound. Dribble, penetrate, throw it up and in for Maddie Long. And she has 13. 3:28 to go. Little jump shot is no good. Long clears the glass, pestered there by Bartnicki. She'll slow things down. Ball comes up top to the left. Now Bowen, high middle. Left-hand dribble. She'll think better of it. Step back. Spin move. Almost loses the handle. Gets it back to Long. They work it around. Lazat now. Pretty underneath. And Drapo with the reverse. 2:54 to go in regulation. The runner in the lane. Bodies collide. We'll get a foul here. And both players get up, so we like to see that. That's going to be the first personal on Lexi Lazat, the senior, and that is going to send Jocelyn Yaswe to the line for a pair of free throws. Both teams with just one foul here in the fourth quarter, so relatively clean in terms of team fouls. Yaswe will get a second, missed the first. 1 out of 2 for the senior. She has 6 on the night. The ball comes to the left-hand side. Lazat to Bowen. Bowen now surveys the scene. Right-hand dribble. Runner and get hacked in the act. So the senior Mac Bowen making an impact here. That foul will be against Kelly Lagallo. That's her first foul, the team's second. Bowen around it goes and out. 2 more players check in for the Cards. This is Gabby Philbrick and Avery McKiernan getting her first action. Bowen will get a second free throw here. Back iron, no. Good rebound by Bartnicki. She'll come the other way, but number 11, Bowen, stepped in there and disrupted some things, and as a result, Cards will get possession. A couple of hustle plays there for Bowen have resulted in turnovers, and you won't necessarily see that in the stat book, but a couple of those possessions came because Bowen's hustling. Lazat up top, Philbrick. Right-hand dribble in the lane, up and in for Philbrick. So great finishes at the cup here in the fourth quarter for this Cardinal group. And the 1-3-1 trap still being employed. Good rotation. And nice job stepping in the passing lane by Marino. The runner in the lane, and oh, Marino almost got it to go. It was a pretty move, couldn't finish. Back the other way comes Yaswe. And she was being pestered all the way. We'll see who picks up this foul. That one is going to go against McKiernan. That's her first, the team's second. We got a timeout here called by Manchester Memorial with 1:27 to go in this one. And this is a huge, huge victory for this Cardinal team. Make no mistake, this is a Manchester Memorial team that has some new faces, but they also have some talent. And they're going to go to 3-5 on the season. But they'll head over to Alvern with a chance to put another win in that column. Meanwhile, Bishop Guertin, you see Coach Orlando talking to her ladies there, coaching all the way through this one. And she keeps her demeanor pretty much the same the entire time, win, lose, or draw. And that's a great thing for a high school coach. Although I don't think there are many draws, Steve, in high school basketball. So not a lot of tie. I don't know if we've seen any tie games here at the Highlight Guy. If you've seen some tie games in basketball, give Steve Cody a call. I'll give you his cell number in just a minute. Ball comes over the top. Lizotte steps into that passing lane and knocks it out of bounds. Marlena Schmidt will check back in, and McKelvey will check out, and she gets some nice recognition from her teammates on the bench. But the Cards did a real good job on her in the second half as hitting the deck hard. Good sportsmanship there shown by McKiernan to Yaswe. Yaswe will head back to the line as McKiernan picks up her second. It's the third team foul. Yaswe knocks down the first, will get a second. But just to kind of put in perspective here, McKelvey had 12 points in the first half. 2 out of 2 for Yaswe. 12 points in the first half, 2 points in the third quarter, and was shut out in the fourth quarter. Terrific job defensively by Coach Orlando and her staff and the team for using something different. Way downtown, that shot, and knocked to the floor. McKiernan fired from way downtown, followed her shot, and was knocked to the ground by Ashlyn Bartnicki. That's going to be her first personal foul, I believe, and we are in running time. So the clock will just run out on this one. We'll probably see one more possession, maybe two, as the clock continues to run on this out-of-bounds play. It comes over the top. McKiernan got it over to Lizotte. Left-hand dribble, kick back out. This is Philbrick now, looking for help. Nice bounce pass to the upfield shoulder. I say upfield, up court. I'm a football guy by nature. The runner in the lane is no good. Marino comes in to clear the glass. It'll go off of her wing. Possession goes to Memorial, but it will matter little as that will do it. From the nest here on the campus of Bishop Guertin High School, your final, it is in the books. BG 62 and the Memorial Crusaders 27. What started out as a one-point game at the end of the first quarter, the complexion of the game changed completely once the Cardinals got into that 1-3-1 trapping defense. They started to limit the underneath play of McKelvey. They used the two-headed monster defensively of Drapo and Gallagher, and that really was the difference. Meanwhile, going strong to the hole and finishing strong at the basket, this Lady Cardinal team just picked and chose their spots and had a monstrous second half. They did a tremendous job, so kudos to the coaching staff. Kudos to Coach Orlando on a terrific effort in the second half. We'll take a look at the ledger here. It was just a great all-around team effort by this Cardinals. Once again, balanced scoring for the Lady Cards. 7 players in the scoring column for the Lady Cardinals tonight. Great balance and a nice job. They hit the outside shot when they had to. They dribble, penetrate, kick out, hit some open shots. They ran the floor well tonight in transition, and I think towards the later stages, their transition defense improved as well. On defensive side of things, they really created a lot of havoc and chaos with that 1-3-1 trap. You have to wonder if Memorial was prepared for that or hadn't really worked a whole lot on that in practice to prepare for this game, as this is a Bishop Guertin team that has primarily played man-to-man defense all over the floor. The one thing that you also have to consider is the fact that the fouls were not as frequent, potentially because the defense was extended. They weren't just playing man-to-man. Even though there were 3 Cardinals with 3 fouls apiece, Maddie Long, Maggie Gallagher, and Talia Drapel all had 3, but it never really felt like they were in foul trouble because of the rotation that was employed by the coaching staff. So nice job there. The final here in this one, it's Bishop Guertin 62 and Manchester Memorial 27. The Cards will move to 2-4 on the season, and Memorial will fall to 3-5. As we mentioned, this Memorial team will head to Alvern on Tuesday night for a 5:30 tip against the Alvern Broncos. This BG team has a huge test here in the nest next Tuesday. They will take on the Portsmouth Clippers at 6:30. A Portsmouth team that many folks are talking about being in that upper echelon top 4 team in the state. So it will be a huge challenge for this Cardinal team. I take my chances with this young group if they play the way they played here tonight. Want to thank you all for watching. For my broadcast partner, Steve Cody, the highlight guy, my name is Jason Roby, reminding you that it's not the critic who counts, but you can always count on the critic. Have a great night, everybody.